From the heart of the city to the outer edges of the Beltway and beyond, this is the District of Misfits show, the drinking show with a podcast problem. This is your guide into our unique and beautiful city, the good, the bad, the ugly, as well as the funny and straight up ridiculous. Told by us before someone tells it for us. The opinions expressed on this show are our own, and we make no apology. It must be Sunday because I shaved my neck beard. Welcome to another episode of the District of Misfits show, the drinking show with a podcast problem, the podcast for the rest of us. I am Crushing Boo here with my friends, Marcus and Val. Say what's up, Marcus and Val.
How you doing? How's everybody doing?
Right on. Val, scoot a little closer to that mic so you can hear just a little bit better. And joining us this week is our good friend Bo King, coming to us from where?
My now empty apartment in Washington, D.C.
Yes, and we'll get to why his apartment is empty in a little bit. Jamie is stuck in traffic somewhere between here and the city of brotherly love. Best of luck and Godspeed to him. Please keep the rubber side down. He alleges that he will be joining us later on. We'll see about that. If he does, it'll be like Delta Force coming in through the skylight, I'm sure.
He's definitely gonna break something.
Yeah, some shit's gonna get broken. So, but anyways, yeah, stoked to have you with us. Please, if you're familiar with the show, if you're watching, please recommend us, like us, and share us. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at the District of Misfits, on Twitter at DC Misfits, YouTube. The District of Misfits show is our channel, and you can actually check out our show as well as other content that we are producing through District Dogface Studios. You can find us on Twitch, District of Misfits, and feel free to swing by crushingdc.com and pick up some of our wares like this super dope DC AF hoodie or stars and bars. Yeah, that's how you can support us. So yeah, without further ado, Marcus, Val, tell the people where you can be found.
Go ahead, Miss Val.
I can be found on the Facebook, on the Book of Face, at Valerie Torres.
That's not it.
I just said the Book of Face.
I got it backwards.
2 L's.
That one first. All right, I'll do it.
There you go. Now you're doing it.
And then also on the Insta and the Twits at VMTDC.
This one.
That one.
Yeah, I forgot to say I'm on all the socials under that thing there. Marcus, how about you?
Much like Boo, I got Wise and put everything underneath the pasteurizedchef.com. That makes my life easy. This makes Boo's life easy. You can find
makes y'all's life easy. Bo, what's up with you, man? You got some socials? Are you active on social media?
Yeah, you can find me at Bo King DC on all the platforms. And then, I've got my Robinson's Maine stuff, which, we'll be talking about in a bit. So
Right on. So, yeah, we got a great show. We're going to talk cannabis farming. We're going to talk about the Wizards, the Bullets. A little bit of sports, but actually, and we're going to circle back around and talk more cannabis in terms of legalization. That just broke yesterday in Virginia. Recreational marijuana has passed in both houses of Congress down there, so that is good news, as well as some pending legislation for legalization of recreational weed in DC. And so we're going to get into that too. But before we do that, do we need safe words this week?
I feel like we always should just have them, even because I'm still here, even if Jamie's not.
Yeah. That's fair. Well, how about this? We're going to let Bo go first since he's our guest. He's our guest host. What's your safe word this week?
I'm going to go with something topical for where I'm at up in Maine. We're in Kennebec County, so my safe word will be Kennebec.
Kennebec.
You know, we normally don't allow proper names, but I'm gonna let that ride.
Yeah.
That's a unique safe word.
Dude, we're working so hard. It's a verb and a noun now.
There you go.
That's
All
fair.
right.
That's fair.
Val, what's yours?
Mine is botanicals.
Botanicals. Okay, I'm into it.
You know,
How about you,
there's
Marcus?
some botanicals.
I'm looking at our show notes on the wall, so I'm trying to figure out something because I'm not very good right now at this game. I'm gonna go with cocktail.
Cocktail. Okay, I was gonna say you were trying to pull a what's the a Kaiser Soze?
Yes, that's exactly
Like
what
just
I'm
trying to draw,
do.
build a story off of like what you can see right in front of you.
My choices were episode name, other news, call to action, guests, local affairs.
Maverick, you could have.
Gotcha.
I could have used Maverick, yeah, but I'll use that next week then.
I'm gonna go with pineapple just because it's easy and it's the flavor of Truly that I'm drinking right now.
It's usually it's that used to be my safe word back in the day was pineapple.
Pineapple is like when it came to people joking about safe words, pineapple was the original.
Right, it really was
safe word joke. Like and I think Family Guy might have made it popular. But that was
you got a friend apparently already in Joshua.
Oh, what's up, Joshua? Yeah, I spoke to Joshua earlier today. He's a good man.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to everybody watching in the chat rooms and stuff.
To be our what is contributor and somehow is watching the show and can't contribute.
Yeah, good job, Joshua.
Joshua.
So how's everybody's how's your week? What's the good word?
Well, my week was popping. I didn't fall down this week on ice or anything, so that was the first time in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we had like the weather break for a minute, like in the middle of the week. That was super nice. What up, Angie?
Yeah, and then that's it.
Except Marcus had a PTSD moment. He got his head hit again yesterday.
Yeah, I had a plate fall on my head last night at work.
Oh shit!
Not a very heavy plate, but it kind of freaked me out a little bit, and because it hit me right on the same spot.
Dude, if it's high enough, if it hits you on the edge, dude, like that's bad news. You gotta.
So I got I felt like a little bit of a dumpling today. So.
Well, I hope you bounce back, man. Like for those of y'all who do not know, Marcus suffered a traumatic brain injury.
About 2.5 years.
2.5 years now. Yeah, and so you gotta be careful.
Yeah, I
mean, his whole what is it? The autonomic nervous system.
Yeah.
Like it just went into overdrive. His whole face was red. His arms were all red. I was like,
wow.
The reason I could wear
a little PTSD.
Yeah. So that was fun. That was fun.
Well, anyhow, I'm glad you're here and functioning.
I feel good today. I feel it. I feel it today.
Oh man, yeah, dude. There was like fucking dog shit weather for weeks and weeks, and we had a couple of days of like some decent sunshine, and like I got out into that. What I got to do this weekend, unintentionally, but I went on we had a Christopher Walkathon, like a Christopher Walken movie fest. And so it was The Prophecy, and then that was Friday night. We watched The Prophecy and Pulp Fiction because Sarah had never seen Pulp Fiction, and then today we watched Suicide Kings. Have you seen that?
I feel like I have seen that.
That movie, that like for Christopher Walken flicks, that fucking shit is dope. And then we watched The Prophecy too because we're like just fucking down the rabbit hole. So it's been a good weekend in front of the TV. At least. What about you, Bo? What's going on with you this week aside from moving?
Yeah, moving. But on top of that, I've been still putting in work for the my operation up in Maine. There's a lot of website work, a lot of working on our weed wax platform, all kinds of stuff. Just genetics acquisition, everything weed related that isn't moving. That's what I want to do.
So, how far is Kennebec from Kennebunkport?
I've never driven from one to the other. I've been to both, obviously. About an hour and change, I'd say, maybe a little longer.
Okay, I went to a really dope ass wedding up there, like
Cannabis
a few years ago, man.
It's
like
so nice. They don't let you park anywhere because they don't want outsiders gumming up the works over there.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
At least in Maine where they're not welcoming. That's what I've noticed. Shout out
I mean, we had a good time while we were there. Fucking George HW showed up at this wedding.
Yep.
Like that was fucking wild. Like,
did you know that was going to happen?
We did not, and we were told by the groom to keep our mouths shut lest there be problems. So we did. But yeah, he pulled up in a gunship, dude, like with Secret Service, and like they went and had a fucking glass of champagne with him. It was surreal.
Oh, wow.
It was fucking nuts. Yeah, I passed out in a ditch.
I've done that before. I have done that
the night before. Oh no, it was either the night before or the night before that. Like it was one of those weekends.
I passed out in the ditch in a cornfield, and it was because of a wedding on a farm.
Well, okay, so I'm not trying to like one up you, but like after waking up from passing out in said ditch, I went to hitch a ride back to where I was staying, and the first car to come along was Kennebunkport Police.
Nice.
And yeah. I mean, the story had a happy ending because I'm here to tell the tale. And like, you know, he did give me a ride, but like I went to like open the front door and he was like, nah.
Get your ass in the back.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was a great weekend. We drank the bars dry.
Put the blame on passing out on the wedding. Like there was no.
It was like I said, it was like the night we got there a couple days. We got there a couple days in advance, you know, ahead of time, and it's like a bunch of bar people. I mean,
yeah,
you can't.
Oh, I've been to those industry weddings, man.
We were well tipping locusts. We drank 3 bars fucking dry, like they had no idea what Patron or GM or Jaeger was. We drank it all, like
wow,
like all of it, and gave them all of our money.
I was once tasked with babysitting Ted from Shenanigans for a whole weekend in Indiana for a wedding because I was the best man. And I don't know if y'all know Ted, but Ted is not the easiest to wrangle.
Well, it was his wedding?
No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like,
there's just some people that know him well enough to know he needed a tender.
Some people need a handler, you know. So all right, Bo, why don't you take a minute and tell everybody about yourself and why what the Haps is.
Sure. I'm Bo King, born and raised in DC. Yeah, that's me. Oh, you can see my little wiener imprint. Oh, look at that. Oh,
yeah. Marcus does his research.
Yeah, that's me. That's me on a Tuesday. So yeah, I born and raised in DC. That's right after I was born, right there. Side eyeing from the day one. And part owner of the Blackguard in Adams Morgan and Homestead in Petworth. And as of very recently, a part of the team in Robinson, Maine.
Time out. Val's got to do a shot.
Hold on. Wait. Hold on.
And as of very recently,
Whoops. I have to do a shot. Sorry.
Okay.
Valerie failed us once again.
How did that happen?
You were saying.
Yeah. So when COVID hit, I was in the window there, and PPP money came through, and we had enough money to pay people to be at work and at Blackguard, and it didn't make a lot of sense for me to be in the window every day when we had guys that needed the money more than me. And so I have some really close friends. It's my best friend from growing up and his family that have owned a farm in Maine. It's been in their family since the late 1700s. And Robinson's in Maine, that's us right there, all over the graphic game. And they decided during COVID to give medical marijuana farming a go. And it's a subject near and dear to my heart. That's some of our product from this year. It's something that's interested me for a long time after having a medical condition that required me to take medicine that made it almost impossible to eat. And that was about 13 years back. And I was asking my doctor, well, my nurse practitioner, when I went in for my session, I was dead sick. I would have to take this medicine and then drive over to Washington Hospital Center and do this treatment. And I didn't know what to do, and when you start on a new drug, you tend to not do any others because that's what they tell you to do. And I said to this lady, like, look, I can't even keep food down right now. And she was like, oh, people have their ways, and gave me the old wink and the nod. And it sent me down the rabbit hole of really doing some research and trying to find the right genetics of strains that would help me with my particular problem. And so when I had the opportunity to join in with these guys and split my time between DC and Maine, I really felt like I could contribute something to the project. And we've had a lot of success so far. It's early days yet, but we're really happy. We just launched on Weed Maps, as you can see there on the screen. And it's been a lot of fun. It's a lot of hard work. It's still a farm, but we're really, we focus mostly right now on the medical market and treating people. And there's people that, marijuana, depending on the different strains and the different cannabinoids present in any given bag or plant, can help you with all sorts of things. And, we're really trying to work on dialing stuff in. We've got people with testicular cancer that we treat, down to anxiety, to headaches, to sleeplessness. And, it's emerging scientific field. And I would not call myself a complete research scientist. I wear a lot of hats with the operation, but I'm really enjoying it. And I think we're helping some people, and it's a fun job,
There you go.
I wanted to shut up, Marcus. I was trying to be respectful, just in case I had to burp. Anyways, I know that the answer and the experience is going to be different for everybody else, but for you, generally speaking, when you talk about finding the right strain for you, are you talking about on a trial and error basis, or are we talking about breaking it down to, genetics, etc.?
Well, it's a multi-pronged approach. We acquire genetics. Some of the genetics we acquire, the breeders will tell you what they have had success treating with that particular strain. Then we get it in house and we grow it and have various testing methods, including laboratory testing, which will tell us the contents of all of the different cannabinoids present, what the THC percentage is. And if you do enough research in this game, you'll find you can start seeing that has high CBD, which is good for your appetite. So if you have a patient that's going through chemotherapy, you try to steer them towards those strains. But there's certain strains that have high CBDG that might be too strong with the THC for a patient. They might prefer a relaxing experience as opposed to an uplifting experience. And you can really dial in stuff. And everybody's different. You can say that sativa brings you up, indica brings you down, but it depends on your personal cannabinoid receptors. It depends on what time of day the plant was picked, what time of year, how ripe it is when you pick it, how long you cure it for. And all of those things are things that you can adjust. And that's where some of the science really comes in. And thankfully, we have a really good lab that we work with up in Maine that can tell us a lot of the stuff that I'm not smart enough to know on my own. So we use good research and good data to get where we're going.
Right on, then. And you said that this is basically a COVID inspired endeavor,
Well, I think it was going to happen on some level anyway, because my friend turned 70 this year, and he was planning on retiring from his law firm job in DC and spending more time at the farm. Now, more time didn't mean a year, but then COVID hit, and it just made sense. Another friend of ours, my friend who's the farm owner's son, he manages a upscale restaurant in New York, and he didn't have anything to do. except sit at home and worry, when he was going to get brought back in. And so he came up, and, Maine is great. When you pull into the state, you can hit the first visitor center and get a rapid COVID test. So they encourage everyone to quarantine, and we all do. I mean, it's a big farm. We were able to spread out, but you can also, like, the second you hit the state line, you can get a test. And then when you pull into your destination, you'll know whether or not you have it right away.
Oh, okay. Wow. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
When did they legalize medical marijuana? How long is Maine?
So they've had medical for just about a decade. And then while we were getting up and running and growing our crop, they passed recreational. So we were in a sort of unique position to have met all of the demands and the regulations of the very convoluted and complex draconian. I don't want to call it entirely draconian.
Convoluted is definitely.
Yeah, like
that's fair. That's fair criticism.
3 pages of laws that we have to be on the right side of as a medical operation, and I think Maine right now is struggling with what a lot of territories are that have had a very successful, very well run medical program that is now territories that are now opening up to the rec market, and so you've got a lot of small family businesses that have been jumping through hoops to stay on the right side of the law and spend a lot of money and time getting their medical stuff up to date. And now there's this competition that, this wave of competition that shifts the paradigm for those of us in the medical game. And I think Maine has done a good job. They don't want to, I think ultimately the goal is for everybody to be able to get what they want and be able to have opportunities to start a business. And the conflict comes in where well-meaning people that want to get into rec and well-meaning people that are in the medical game, like there's some conflicts there, and that needs to be resolved. And a slow rollout seems to be working up there so far. I think we've been able to navigate that pretty well, and I think it could provide a blueprint for other places that are starting to roll out recreational.
What kind of conflicts?
Well, if say, right, like we're limited in the number of plants we can grow. There's a lot of work that goes into tracking seed to sale and inventory and reporting everything. And that structure's been in place. So we have to stay abiding by all of these rules. Let's just say they opened it wide up to recreational. You can grow as many as you want. You can open a retail storefront in any town you want. That's not how it is, but say they did it that way. Then all of us in the medical game are at a complete disadvantage if we're forced to operate by a set of rules that these newcomers aren't forced to. I call them newcomers. We've been in for a year, but it would really. I liken it to at the Blackguard. There used to be food trucks parked in front of the Blackguard, and ABRA would force us to sell food because we operate on a restaurant license. Thank you. There's my baby. Now, I want everybody that wants to open a food truck to be able to operate it. But if the city's going to force me to sell food along with my alcohol, and then they let somebody park in front and sell food, and yet my ability to stay open hinges on my ability to sell a certain amount of food, well, then you're putting me at a disadvantage after all these years of staying on the right side of the law. Someone could just park in front and sell fries, like how am I going to sell fries?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, is it possible that if they were to open it up for recreational, you could grow as much as you want? Why wouldn't they let medical also? Like, I feel like,
well,
why would we limit the medical side of it? Why would they limit the medical side of it? What would be the benefit of having two sets of rules?
Well, I think first of all, they're different markets, right? Like recreational buyers they have different needs, and they have, you don't necessarily have to put the thought into what is the right strain for some person because the stakes are lower. If you give somebody who is sick from chemotherapy the wrong strain and it doesn't make them hungry enough to eat, like those are high stakes. And we take that really seriously. And, the recreational market, it's kind of, for a laugh, it's for fun. So the stakes are a lot lower. And, I think it'd be okay if they just opened everything wide open, but you saw that in a state like Oregon, where they opened up the recreational market in a pretty unlimited way. And so all these people took out loans to start these cannabis businesses, and their business models were all based on the early days of legal sales, which the price point was pretty much where the black market had been. And then it floods with competition. All these people take out $500,000, $1 million loans, and they can't make their money back because the price of their product, because of all the new competition, goes down to 10% of what it used to be.
Yeah.
So I think everybody means well, but there's a lot of moving parts. And if you don't do it in a thoughtful way, you could crush a lot of long-standing family businesses who rely on the medical market. And again, I think the goal is to get us all to the place where we're able to do what we want and everybody can coexist and the state can make the tax on everything. But you have to be thoughtful and careful in the way you deploy these things.
Right. Well, so when did you actually move up there, and like how long do you think you
I got up
yourself to be there?
Yeah, I got up there, and I'm in DC right now. Like I'm splitting my time. I'm not completely ignoring the rest of my life, but I got up there in summer of last year. There's Homestead. There's my other baby. And so the operation was already up and running, and I was just sort of able to put my spin on it and sort of maximize things. Fortunately, a lot of the skills and experiences I've had in the bar business translate, like a social media presence, building regular customers, creating like a more than a business relationship with the people that we work with. And, I think that I was surprised how many of the skills transfer over. And I was able to sort of hit the ground running and put my own spin on things. And, if I had to say right now, I plan to be up there through harvest in the fall. And, there's so much changing in the cannabis marketplace. Like if DC opens up to rec, like I'd be foolish not to investigate my opportunities back here, but in the meantime, it gives me the opportunity to work on a lot of projects with some people I love and respect. And it's a beautiful place. And in the meantime, like during COVID, like I get to work outside. I'm never 6 feet away from anybody because we have this giant farm. There's nothing around where I'm at. So, life felt a little more normal. I could be outside in the sun. I wasn't cooped up in my apartment freaking out and worried about, someone sneezing on me, it did me a lot.
Whose phone was that?
I have no idea.
Who's ding? Whose timer? Somebody was like,
that was me.
Oh. I was like, oh shit, are we on a timer? What?
But like, Bo doesn't drink, so we can't make him do a shot. So Marcus, you do his shot for him.
There you go.
That's fair.
So real quick, we're going to take a quick second to ask everybody who's watching to like and share on Facebook and Instagram, The District of Misfits Show, Twitter at DC Misfits, YouTube, The District of Misfits Show is our channel, on Twitch, District of Misfits, and go to crushingdc.com and check out our shit and buy some stuff. We got a bunch of new stuff that's going to be coming out. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be great for the springtime. What would you say, Bo, like long term, like let's say, 5 years from now, where do you think how far do you think recreational marijuana is away? How far do you think they are away from it in Maine?
I think, given the current makeup of Capitol Hill, we have a real shot at full federal legalization within Biden's first term. It's not a given, but what would be the point, right, of keeping it federally illegal if 45 states make it legal? There could be a threshold at which it makes zero sense for the feds to keep up with this lie that they tell people that marijuana is dangerous.
Dude, can you just imagine being able? I mean, like it's great now. Finally, I'm used to, weed being decriminalized in DC. But like the thought of legitimately being able to like drive across state lines with some weed, and it's not a thing.
Oh, I think one of my favorite moments, as an Irish pub owner, you get a decent amount of police officers that come in after their shifts. That's a tale as old as bars, at least as old as the police. And so I know, if you own a bar in Adams Morgan, even if it's not an Irish pub, you're going to meet a lot of the beat cops. You're going to know a lot of those guys. So I was on the porch of my old apartment over by Meridian Hill Park, and I was smoking a joint, and a police officer rolled up and rolled the window down and said, "But what the fuck are you doing out here?" And it was like the day after weed had been decriminalized in 2012, whatever that was. He said, "But what the fuck are you doing?" And I looked at him and I was able to say with impunity, "I'm smoking marijuana, officer." And he laughed and drove away. That was a great feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like everywhere smelled like weed for like that first 2 weeks.
Oh,
like everybody was just out on the sidewalk smoking weed. Even if you just did it for.
Yeah.
Nikos is wild in the chat room. Don't put that up, Marcus.
Kibbo, it's melting.
I would never. I wouldn't put anything up on that.
Oh man, yeah. So sorry. Speaking of cannabis, that bong hit I took before we started is finally kicking in. All right, yeah. Long term, what are goals for you guys? Long term, what are y'all trying to? Where do you guys want to be? Like once, in the mix.
I think we're hitting our goals right now in terms of where we wanted to be. I think we're even a little bit ahead of where we thought we would be at this point. I would obviously always want to have a hand. It's been very rewarding helping treat sick people, and I would always want a part of that. I think there's a great opportunity for some pro bono work, just on the healing side of things and helping people. And but I think we would love to wade into the recreational market. I would really like to investigate like our own breeding program, which is hard. You sort of have to do one off site because you don't want to have seeds in all your commercial grade product because no one will want it. But I've always been interested in breeding our own strains. We actually just acquired some landrace strains that have been genetically isolated in a mountainous community in India, where they make something called traditional charas, which is live plant, live resin. Instead of harvesting the plant and making hashish from it, they rub their hands on the live plant several times a year.
Oh yeah, that's like the OG shit, dude.
Yeah, I mean it's been around for over 1,000 years. This technique, nobody else has these strains, and so we're going to give traditional charas making a shot. And it's projects like that. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Maybe nobody will want it, but it's something that nobody else where we are will have.
Dude, people will want it. Motherfuckers like that artisanal fucking shit, man.
Right.
Like,
some people like
tell them that backstory.
Yeah.
You tell them that backstory. You write that shit out on a fucking fancy, whatever. Yeah, like there's a market for it.
Sure. Yeah, I think anything you can tell a story with and be really thoughtful about, people appreciate that, and it does help sell product. And I think it allows some people to try forms of medicine. Not everybody likes smoking flower. Not everybody likes dabbing. I think the more options you have for people, the more chance you have at finding the right type of compassionate care for people.
I really feel like dabbing is a generational thing.
It is. Absolutely.
Like I've smoked a lot of weed in my life. Dabbing is just next fucking. I did like a little baby dab, and I'm like, I can't move for like an hour, and I just watch these videos, these kids doing these. I watched the Cypress Hill fucking podcast, and those dudes they penalize each other with dabs on that show, and I'm like, motherfuckers would be curled up in the corner by the time it's over.
Actually, I'd like to do a shout out, if I could, to Uncle Jesse's Collective, a fellow I've known since we were kids. He is Cypress Hill's official pre-roll supplier, and you can find him at Uncle_Jesse's_collective at Instagram. He's out in the Bay Area, California, doing things that will blow your mind.
Fun. Fun. All right, so let's we're gonna go a little bit out of order for what we have written down for the script, but just because we're already talking about weed and like.
But hold on one second, Bo. Can you tell everybody one more time what your personal Instagram is?
My personal Instagram, Facebook, all that is BoKingDC. You find me on all the platforms in that name, and then our project is all under Robinsons of Maine. That's Robinsons of Maine at Instagram. Facebook.com/Robinsons of Maine, RobinsonsofMaine.com. You can search weed maps for Robinsons of Maine and find us on there to do online order in the Kennebec County area. And hopefully one day we'll be able to expand to outside of that.
Right on.
And here's a shout out to Uncle Jesse right there for you.
Yeah, that man.
That's
I'm trying to be like Uncle Jesse when I grow
dude.
up.
That's like some straight boutique shit, man. You should. That's like some like if there was a weed version of Vanity Fair.
We're good.
It's like a
He's
fucking
the best. Like nothing I'm doing right now competes with what he does. I'm telling you. If you're ever in the Bay Area, look my man up because nobody does it better.
Right on, man. Right on. So yeah, shit. Breaking today. Fuck.
Yesterday. Virginia. Was yesterday.
What?
Yes,
now?
Virginia was yesterday.
Yes, Virginia. So yesterday, Virginia lawmakers signed off both houses. They legalizing recreational marijuana. According to NPR, lawmakers in Virginia reached a deal to make the state the 16th in the nation and the first in the South to legalize recreational marijuana use. But the compromise bill is receiving some blowback from some legalization advocates who say it falls short of racial justice aims. Lawmakers in both houses passed the bill and sat in a Saturday legislative session in a party vote, 48-43 in the House and 20-19 in the Senate. Some fucking dicks. Sorry. But yeah, the legislation would legalize the use of cannabis by people over the age of 21 starting in 2024, which I think is also fucking stupid. It's like wait that long, but anyways, good news. It's positive stuff. So the law will allow possession of up to an ounce by anyone over 21 and establishes a state agency to oversee regulation. Yelta. The bill calls for a 30% tax revenue to go to a fund aimed at communities historically over-policed for marijuana-related crimes, which I think is legit. So under the legislation, people under the age of 21 would face a $25 civil penalty and have to undergo treatment. So if you're 20 and you get busted smoking weed and they got a hard-on for you, you'll have to pay $25. And wonder what treatment is. You have to just like go to a meeting.
Might be.
They just send you to
you get caught drinking underage, they send you to like a class, probably something like that.
Yo, so like here's the thing, man. Like that's the beginning of Tobacco Road. Like, and with tobacco on the decline, I mean, I couldn't think of a better move for them to make. And it's been industrial hemp has been way overdue for a return anyways. So like you want
we can thank William Randolph Hearst for holding that back for generations. He owned all the paper mills that supplied his newspaper printing, and he personally took it upon himself to crush the opportunity for industrial hemp to take hold in a large scale way because of that.
Yeah, well, I feel like it's things happen in cycles, and I feel like there's money to be made as long as there's money to be made. And I think there's the market is there for it. It's sustainable, and again, tobacco's on the decline. So what are you going to do?
You need to make that money. Yeah, they got to make that money. Exactly. So it always was going to come down to money, and we always knew that too.
I mean, everything always comes down to money.
I think that was one of the great things about when Colorado and Washington rolled out their legal markets, and Oregon shortly after was they were going in Colorado, they put it all towards the schools, and they ran out of new schools to build. That's how successful the tax program was. And I think that has inspired a lot of other states to go like, oh, we'd like some of that too, please.
I mean, dude, when I was in high school in the 90s, we would sit around and get high and talk about the things that the government could do if they legalized weed and taxed it. You know, and I was fortunate enough to go to like a good public school, but knowing full well there was a lot of other people that did not have that fucking luxury. And I mean, you want to fucking fix the shit in the inner cities, you want to like, I mean, also it also has a ripple effect where you get you eliminate the possibility of the school to jail pipeline. You know, stop locking fucking high school kids up for having a nickel bag. Give them a $25 fucking fine and make them go to a fucking shitty NA meeting where they're going to be bored for fucking, 2 hours, and they'll be like, but just, sending them to jail and ruining their fucking lives is just, we have generations
of lives lost.
I don't think
generations of lives ruined, lost, lives ruined.
I don't think I'm saying anything anyone here probably doesn't know already, but also the fact that marijuana has been a flimsy excuse to lock up and incarcerate a lot of people of color at a totally disproportionate rate. And, that was, if you ask the guys that started the drug war, like some of them at this point have been honest enough to say, like, yes, that was our aim all along.
Oh yeah, man. And that's how you crushing. Yeah, using the drug war to crush movements is.
Speaking of which, I'm seeing in the chat
the American way.
I'm seeing in the chat that I called Malcolm X Park Meridian Hill Park by its old name. I'm sorry about that. I'd like to correct that for the record.
Duly noted, sir. So yeah, like one of the things that when in here where they were talking about using the funds from this legalization, this 30% tax, to help over policed I like how they put it. They called it historically over policed. Like, I mean, actually, no, that's literally what it is. But I want to know, like, what is this? Is it going to be giving people who've been affected by this negatively, the war on drugs, is it going to be giving them an opportunity to get in on this on a legal, legitimate level? Because I feel like anything, if that's not the starting point, then that's problematic.
Well,
like, on top of letting people out of jail and expunging records, like having this gateway for people to open legitimate businesses is really the best way to start down the road to redemption, reparation, whatever you want.
How cool would it be to legalize marijuana and allow people into the business and then disallow people that have marijuana related felonies from entering the business? Like,
it's a thing that's been happening in other parts of the country. I've definitely heard stories about, the majority of the legal market is owned by white men. Like, period. It's along the same lines as the fucking craft beer industry. Like, although, just not to compare, like there's never been there was a war on alcohol, but that was like 100 years ago,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, the war on drugs is still a thing. Like right now, there's somebody probably getting their shit kicked in.
Oh yeah,
over cannabis.
I remember being at the Smokeout on 4th of July when I was a much younger and skinnier.
Was it the smoke out or the smoke in?
I always thought it was the smoke out. I could be wrong.
I thought it was the smoke in.
But I remember
I played it once. I can't remember.
The park police walking past me and my white friends, at the time, that's who I was hanging out with that day. And they would walk past us, seeing us smoking weed, and then arrest a big group of black kids in like fitted hats and jerseys for smoking blunts. Like, they crawled over us to arrest those kids. Now, if there's a more clear example of the inequality of how
and they weren't supposed to be arresting anybody down there anyways. Like, even though they're like, you're not supposed to smoke. Like, I mean, I hung out with like a super diverse group of people, and we were all smoking. And like, I just don't even think that like we would have even been approachable. Like, just because everyone, and not to mention everybody else around us was doing it. You can't arrest us all,
Right.
like, and this was back when the it was packed.
Yeah.
You know, it was wall to wall. You know, yeah, redlining Mary. Angie says redlining Mary. They redline everything. They redline housing.
I mean, back to what you were saying, Boo, about like reversing or expunging people's records who were previously incarcerated. That's part of segue into the new legislation that's been proposed by Mayor Bowser in DC.
Yes. So yeah, Mayor Bowser is pushing some legislation to legalize cannabis in DC. It's called the Safe Cannabis Sales Act of 2021, which is, I like that. It's expedient. It's some shit that's gonna happen right fucking now, and not in 3 fucking years, while motherfuckers will still get locked up for dumbass shit. So yeah, introduced Friday. It would legalize recreational weed in the district for people 21 and up, with a 17% sales tax. And it would take steps to reverse the harms of previous cannabis-related law enforcement actions, particularly on low-income communities of color. Bowser said, through this legislation, we can fulfill the will of DC voters, reduce barriers for entering the cannabis industry, and invest in programs that serve residents and neighborhoods hardest hit by criminalization of marijuana. She said in a press release. So yeah, again, that's the thing, is like, okay, get these people out of jail, wipe their records clean, and then give them an opportunity to make this fucking money legally. Right. Get in on the fucking game. Industry. Like,
it seems intentionally vague. Like,
I feel like it's not unlike politicians. I mean, that's what they do. But they speak because you don't want to be too specific. I mean, you already got Biden's getting killed for promising $2,000 checks, and like, it's you specifics. People fucking pay attention. They latch on.
Yeah,
they're like, it's really fucking wild. Yeah, Angie just brought up a really good fucking point. It's wild as shit that Virginia would fucking turn green before Maryland.
I never saw it coming.
I really did. I did not have that on my fucking bingo card. And New York, dude. New York, get your fucking shit together. What the fuck is wrong with you? You got all that fucking beautiful space that can be
wide open spaces.
God, get it together, man. I understand, brutal. Anyway, so yeah, dude. I mean, it's let's see, they're talking money here. Yeah, okay, so they're talking about, more revenue from cannabis sales would go towards funding organizations in Wards 7 and 8, which is great. That list includes women and minority-owned small businesses, opening and expanding restaurants, small grocery stores, public schools, after-school programs in Wards 5, 7, and 8. And they would receive as much as $3 million in 2023 and $6 million in 2024 and beyond. Under the measure, DC would require vendors to have their products tested by an independent facility to track their potency and check them for contaminants. And DC would also establish branding and advertising guidelines to minimize exposing minors to cannabis, per the release. So yeah, that's great news, man. I feel like DC will probably, I feel like this is already more progressive than what Virginia is doing. Like, the fact that the Virginia legislation isn't going to kick in for another 3 years, again, that's more time for people to get busted and go to jail on some bullshit. Like, you could just, what's the rush? Why take so long? Just anyways. Oh, yo, Jamie's blowing up our messages. What's going on? Has anyone checked that?
No,
not yet.
Yeah, he said he's coming on in a little bit.
Oh, really? He's gonna Delta Force this bitch?
Like he always does.
All right. let's take a break.
Yeah.
We're gonna fucking play some fucking videos for you guys. So just we appreciate y'all tuning in. Follow us on all of our socials and things.
All right, so I'm gonna play some old clips from about a year ago, actually, at the Left Door.
Yeah, when we used to be able to do our show
at a bar
at places.
I mean, actually, a little over a year, we did it with you at the Blackguard.
Yeah,
we had some fun at the Blackguard. We did it during the middle of a fucking football game, which I thought actually went over really well. Like we testament to we had quality gear, and it was, even when it got loud behind us, it was still audible. And
well, I think you should give yourself credit for handling it with such aplomb as well.
Dude, it was a great vibe, man. Am I crazy? It was like a Niners game.
No, it was the Niners played first, but then the Eagles and Seattle was playing when we were.
Yeah.
We were
okay.
Working.
Yeah. Good times. Good wings. Yeah.
Yeah,
lots of wings.
This is how good our wings are. This is double good our wings.
All right.
Well, that's why we grow the beard, to hide the double chin.
All right, here we go.
Well, I'm play it down, and I regretted it.
And here we go with some clips, guys. We'll see you on the flip side.
Sure.
This coming Tuesday, I'm also very active in the DC Craft Bartenders Guild.
Right.
Ah, yes.
And we do an annual competition called the Brown Bag Competition.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah, that's on Tuesday at the Green Zone, and that should be a lot of fun. That basically consists of people donating a bottle of promo booze. What would usually be your penalty shot had you let me know.
By the way,
our liquor storage is up there, and it involves a very scary ladder to get up there. So, had I known, I could have brought down some Sky Watermelon or some Evan Williams Peach.
This is perfect.
It's appropriate punishment.
I mean, this is appropriate.
I love Malort personally, but I like bitter things.
My tongue is so upset. My tongue is so mad right now. It's gonna file a police report.
But the brown bag competition
right
is
here.
with.
It gets me right here.
It gets you right here.
I'll just talk of Malort. I kind of want a shot of it.
Here you go.
Yes.
Please. But yeah, brown bag competition is where you take promo bottles like Sky Watermelon, and the competitors are given that right before it starts, and they have to turn it into a tasty cocktail.
So it's like Chopped for bartenders.
I guess.
So there's not an angry British guy screaming at you. You're just drunk as fuck.
No, but I like that. I like it a lot.
I think it's a great idea. It's very neat.
It's swell.
Oh my god.
I thought you guys were gonna smack the shit out of me then.
That was fucking quality.
Going in on the guys that didn't show up. I like that move.
That's neat.
Yeah.
It's great that Jamie still touches us even when he's not here.
I mean, he says it's coming, but I put money against it.
You never know. So what else? We're gonna talk bullets.
Yeah.
As in our Washington yeah, I mean, I guess the Wizards to all you new school people, but for those of us who've been around,
just the Bullets for me, man.
Yeah,
always will be the Bullets for me.
Yeah.
First love I had for basketball was watching. God, who was a really tall guy? George Morrison.
George Morrison that's your introduction into
well, no, I just when I started watching basketball, he was on the Wizards or Bullets.
That was a low key, real good team. They had Rod Strickland, Howard.
It was a good team.
Dude, they had Muggsy. They had the tallest and the shortest dudes in the NBA simultaneously. They have Muggsy. He used to rip shit. My mom My mom used
Sorry,
to date
go
an
ahead.
assistant coach for Georgetown, and so like we would go to like when Big Pat was there. So we would, like that was my introduction, and we did I didn't go to like a whole bunch of games, but like we definitely went to like some Bullets games, and man, like during that time, like that was fun. That was, like you know they for a team that didn't win any championships, they were fucking fun to watch.
Well,
Actually-
I mean, they were going against Mike in the playoffs. Like, talk about an exercise in futility.
Right?
I mean, I already had my rant about why I hated Jordan for so long, you know, being a Patrick Ewing fan. I was never a Knicks fan. I was always a Ewing fan.
Yeah.
And I was always mad at Jordan for denying.
I have a really good Patrick Ewing story if we've got time for it.
Yeah.
Yo.
Real fast. It wasn't George. I was thinking Manute Bol the whole time.
Manute
what-
Bol, that's right.
what I
Yes.
meant to say.
Manute Bol
That's
and
who-
Muggsy. Yes.
I came in the 80s with him. All right, Bo, go ahead with your New York Knicks.
So I lived in Houston for a number of years. And in Houston, there's no zoning. You can build whatever you want on your property, no matter where in the city it is. So you have these weird mishmashes of things in your neighborhood, and it's a total crapshoot. And I had moved into a really cool neighborhood, and randomly there was a skyscraper in the middle of all these little duplexes and apartment buildings, just towering over everything else. And at the top of it was like a really fashionable nightclub. And so I was coming home from working the door at a bar, and I stopped at the Rite Aid at 3 a.m. for cigarettes, as you do. And you feel like a presence behind you, so you don't need to see someone to know that there's someone in the room.
Right. Yeah.
I'm at the register, and I turn around, and there's Patrick Ewing, and there's a woman that's about 6'8" with him. Now, I went to high school with a gal named Cheryl Weaver, who was a world-class volleyball player. Her mother was the coach. They won the city championship. She ended up playing at Long Beach Cal Long Beach, like known for their volleyball in the women's sports division. And it occurred to me that Patrick Ewing, who was there coaching Yao Ming at the time, was standing there with Cheryl, this girl I'd gone to high school with. So I'm drunk and allegedly, and like what happens to Patrick Ewing at 3 a.m. in a Rite Aid when a drunk guy's there? Oh, Patrick Ewing, what's up, bro? Right? And I thought about that, so I turned around and I went, Cheryl Weaver, how are you? How's your mom, man? Like, congratulations on the championship, whatever. And I like caught up with her, and then on my way out, I looked at her and said, hey, how you doing? And I just left. And I was so proud that I had the opportunity to big time Patrick Ewing.
That's what you do, dude. That's what you do. You gotta play it cool, man. You gotta play it cool. Like, yeah. Shout out to not drunken fun fanboying all over Big Pat. Because
I wouldn't have been able.
There she is. There's Cheryl.
damn, Marcus is fucking quick on the Bing, bro.
Dude, they had
Look at
a daughter together.
Good action, Marcus.
Man, sign that kid to
Still waiting on that check, Bing. Time now. Yo, put up our Cash App for real. Throw up a graphic of our Cash App. Bing, you're welcome anytime. I can throw some dough up in that joint. We won't be mad at you.
No, not at all.
Oh shit. So yeah, we really appreciate the shit out of y'all joining us. I'm gonna do the fucking call real quick and then
You do it.
Do it.
do the thing. Yeah, thank you for tuning in. Please, Facebook and Instagram, The District of Misfits. On Twitter, at DC Misfits. YouTube, The District of Misfits Show is our channel. Please like and subscribe and watch all our videos. Twitch, District of Misfits. And please do some shopping at crushingdc.com. Spring is coming. We're going to have some new, exciting things. And you'll be supporting us in the best way possible.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Bullets, man, they're chugging along, man. Marcus,
Well,
you are the resident basketball fan. Please,
I watched
it
pretty
away.
much. I mean, I've watched every game this year so far. And the beginning of the season was fucking depressing. I mean, We traded John Wall, which I was okay with because he didn't want to be here. And it was Bradley Beal's team at this point. So I was okay with the trade. But then getting a player like Russell Westbrook in, who's, known for being a firecracker. And I've seen what he did to the team now. Like in the beginning, he was hurt, so he wasn't really getting much done. Now that I see them playing, like every game they're in, and they got, the real deal Bradley Beal, who could nobody can stop him. He's just fucking killing it. He's averaging 32 points, or 32.8 points a game, over 5 rebounds, almost 5 assists a game. He was one of the top vote getters for the All-Star game and is starting in the All-Star game. Should have made it last year, got snubbed. I was saying Wes is like, he's averaging about almost 20 points a game, almost 10 rebounds a game, and 10 assists a game. So he's like, and he's got 10 triple doubles this year, which if you know anything about basketball, it's double.
That's a good thing.
That's a really good thing. Yeah, 10 triple doubles. He actually is the career leader for the Wizards or Bullets now. And he's only been here a half a season at this point. But yeah, so they started off, like I said, the season extremely depressing. They were 13-18. Or no, they started they're now 13-18. They started off 16-17. And before the night, they were 7-1 in their last games. So, which was really good. They lost tonight by 1 point, which fucking sucked. So they're 8-2. Or not 8-2. They're 7-2 in their last 9 games, which is a nice swing. And you can see like the energy, seeing the positivity and energy from a Bullets Wizards team that I haven't seen in like 5 years.
Jamie's here.
Oh, fuck Jamie. He's a Sixers fan.
Oh, dude, get it in right before you let him in the room. I see.
Before he storms away.
And see, I like this. I wish this is what we would call our team, actually.
No, I mean the Cap City Go-Go's, they're doing their own thing, man. They're doing their own thing. Yo, they're ballers, man. They're ballers on that spot. I mean, that's who the Wizards have been. That's their farm team, bro. That's the developmental joint. Yeah, dude, let Jamie in the room.
So I'm gonna bring the Maniac in.
But yeah, shout out to the Washington.
I'm trying to hear none of that fucking DC bullshit. Fuck the Wizards.
And that's why we have a mute button.
Shit is that?
Oh shit! What are the Sixers up to, bro? Dude,
It
doesn't matter what the Sixers are up to.
Well, here's the thing. They're number 1 in the East, but the Wizards are only 7.5 games behind them. Even
That's
starting off as bad as
games.
Yo, for real, the Sixers are they're in first place in the East.
Yeah.
How far into the season? I'm not gonna lie, dude. I have not been paying attention to basketball. How deep? I watched the Marcus when I was at the studio. There was the first preseason game was the last time I watched.
Yeah, I think you watched it over here in the studio.
You said All-Star break is coming up?
Yeah, this week.
Dude, I remember.
We're on a limited schedule too, because they're not.
You remember All-Star break in DC?
I think they're down to. I think they're doing 80 games this year.
Are they doing 80?
No, they're doing 70. They normally do 80 games. They're doing 70. I believe.
Jamie, were you here for All-Star weekend when they were here in DC?
Yes, I was.
Shit was bananas. I was working at Nation.
My senior year in high school, it was in Philly, and this is like the height of Mitchell and Ness throwback time or whatever, and like it was like a blocked off by the cops because every fucking rapper in the goddamn world came to fucking Mitchell and Ness at one time. And at the time, Mitchell and Ness was like a hallway, like it was like the size of my fucking bedroom. And it's just limos and gold chains all over the fucking place. It was crazy. The whole running that happens at All-Star Weekend, let me fucking tell you.
Oh no.
All you got
I worked at Nation. And the Friday night was Shaq's party, and Saturday night was Chris Webber's party, and behind the bar, it was stupid. It was ridiculous in there. Look, you can see Shaq. You can literally see Shaq from a mile, from across the way, from a place that holds 4,500 people. You could see that dude. He was head and shoulders above his security. That dude was giant.
I saw him in Miami when he was playing there, and like he was sitting down. I was like, he ain't that tall. Then he stood up, and it was just like it felt like he was gonna fall on you. You know what I mean? Like you ever get towards like the Washington Monument, like the big white dick. And like the closer you get, it just feels like it's gonna fall on you. That's what it's like standing next to Shaq. like just waiting for this massive, gigantic, enormous human being just to tip over, like in slow motion too, like Godzilla. Just
I mean, yeah, if Shaq falls on you, you paid though. If Shaq falls on you and you live, you
can
paid.
you live?
You paid. If you die, I mean, that's a legendary story.
Every time I always get hit by a bus, I'm like, damn, you almost got that payday. Whew.
So tell us about the trek from Philly, man. What's going on?
No, so it's just torrential downpour and shit, and everyone's driving real slow. That's all. Just a standard issue. People not knowing how to drive in the rain type situation is what it is. It was my sister's birthday, though.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. Why you were up there?
Popped in real fast. Played giant Jenga for the first time. Almost hurt myself. She got like
giant.
the 2x4 version, so it's like blocks the size of my forearm. It's like 57 of them and shit like that.
Oh, like the old wood blocks.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you get them, like the long joints. Yeah.
Brick. Yeah.
The bricks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was a good time. Oh, I can't hear you, Val. These hand motions.
Did Marcus mute you? Marcus and Val is sharing a mic to reduce feedback, and I don't even. You gotta.
Oh, look, Marcus is back. Take a shot.
Hold, please.
What happened?
Marcus took us off because
Oh,
himself off.
it's hooked up to your. Oh, take a shot, Marcus.
Take a shot.
Damn. You could have done that during a break.
What I was saying is, if you've seen the Jenga games where you put the shots, like little Jello shots, inside of the blocks.
No, holy shit.
Yeah,
it just sounds dangerous.
So it's random. So now all of them have them.
What?
But you can only do it with the big blocks. You can't. Yeah.
So, you can't do the little ones.
The way my sister does it is it's like a trivia game. And like, so whatever you pull, you have to answer like a thing of trivia. What I'm saying is that in a future time and date, ladies and gentlemen who are watching the fucking show, we are all going to get together in the studio and get dusted while playing Giant Jenga.
Yeah, man.
We can't play Giant Jenga in the studio. The studio is way too small. We're going to need a bigger studio.
We're going to have to do it outside in the lawn.
We're going to have to tear outside.
It's taller than Marcus.
Everything's tall. Everything's taller than Marcus. Wait, right. Val's the shortest one here.
I mean,
dude, you know what we're gonna have to do? We're gonna have to upgrade to a shipping container.
Yo.
Yeah.
We just attach it to. We'll just front load it in the driveway. It'll be fine.
I mean, we don't really use it.
Aaron won't mind.
She won't care.
No,
she won't care.
Don't smoke boat. We don't smoke boat. Not on purpose.
No, don't smoke boat.
Not on purpose.
Wait, dude, yeah, for real. Like,
I learned my lesson well.
Like, is there any other way?
Oh my god!
At this point, like
that butt
naked doing the robot on top of a fire engine.
We're in the hospital. Either one.
Never forget that video.
Leash.
Never forget that video.
I worked in a bakery when I was a teenager, and I went out for a smoke break with one of my coworkers, and he was like, "You want some of this?" And I'm like, "Your cigarette?" And he goes, "It's a dipper." And I remember thinking, how the fuck do you smoke boat and go back to work?
Easily.
Dude, one time I got boated out at a bachelor party, and I cleaned the entire kitchen. I cleaned it so well that my friend, it was her house. Like her and the girls were doing the bachelorette thing, and all the dudes were at the house doing the bachelor party. No strippers, but a fucking ton of fucking PCP. And I got boated out and cleaned the fucking shit out of this house. And they came back, the house was so clean. They were like, "What the fuck were you guys up to?" We know y'all did something. The house is
with the shots inside.
Oh shit, yeah.
So that's what. So Val, I had a completely and totally different visual of what
I did too.
This thing you were talking about. Yeah. I could fuck with that.
Thinking?
That's.
What exactly were you thinking then?
Well, I was just like, well, how would you? I thought that there would be gaps in certain places. I don't know. It's. I'm high, man. What do you want from me? what do you want from me? You saw me take the bong hits. Don't fucking judge me. Anyways. Yeah, so that's my PCP story.
Yeah, so I think we should invest in that and then do it sometime out in the
how tall is that?
That I think we can totally rock.
Let's say
dimensions here. What's the dimensions on that shit?
I mean, I think they're like kid blocks. You know, like regular like building kid blocks.
What's it called? I'm gonna pull it up one more time. It's called what?
Pull it up one more time.
Double tipsy gel tap shot.
These guys are gonna have to give us some money too for fucking showing their shit.
Flash it like 5 times.
Actually, how about we'll just take a free one of those? Like,
right? Just give me that shit. It'll work. I mean, I'm gonna hurt myself doing it. So,
we buy one and then we tell them that we want to feature their game on our show.
There we go. Yeah.
Did I tell you last year that somebody who has a drinking game contacted us?
They have a drinking show. They want to do a drinking show.
They have like a drinking game, it's like a card game or some shit like that.
And they contacted us. You never told us this.
Yeah, I told. They weren't from here. They were from somewhere else, and we went back and forth a few times, but just kind of. It was right during my injury. It was during my injury, so I wasn't really fucking paying attention.
Look at that. We could have had a sponsor, Marcus.
Right?
I mean,
I have 3 other partners in this contest, so they could be doing something too as well.
Do we know?
If you don't tell me, how do I know?
If you don't tell us about the message, we can't.
Well, we also have
other brain injury, guys.
There's other companies that we could talk to.
All right.
Boo, tell your kids we love them too.
No kids, bro.
Tell your girlfriend.
Sarah, everybody says good night.
I'm hoping Sarah's like not there. You're just like looking at Petey.
Well, I was gonna say Petey, but then I was like, it's probably Sarah. Would make more sense.
Yeah. What just happened?
We're bagging on you.
So what else? What else? Jamie, what's your thing for the week? Give us a thing that made you fucking
you
be
know
like,
I had a couple come through. Did you guys?
Hey, look, we have somebody wants a sponsor. Nicholas.
Yes.
Love you, Nick. Thanks, Nick.
Actually, Nick, I friended Nick tonight. He's actually wearing a DC as fuck shirt.
Fuck yeah.
Oh no shit!
And his profile picture, he actually is.
Get it.
I mean, Nick's been on our show.
Yes.
Yeah,
Good time.
That's right.
Nick makes us sound more. When Nick's on our show, we sound like more sophisticated. He's like,
that's right. But we weren't friends on Facebook till tonight. Anyhow, Jamie, continue your rant.
So did you know what you call was this weekend that conservative convention?
Oh, CPAC. Yeah. Oh, we didn't.
Right.
Oh, go ahead, Jamie.
I don't want to talk about this.
No. Did you guys get a chance to spend 5 minutes watching this shit?
Wait, where was it this year? Where they hosting?
Orlando, Florida.
Oh yeah, they got to be in a COVID-friendly.
Cruz screamed out, "Orlando is awesome."
They got to be down near. Where's Mar-a-Lago? Is that in Atlanta? Is it Orlando?
Mar-a-Lago's in Florida. I think
I got lazy.
It's near the Keys. It's near the Keys.
Mar-a-Lago's near the Keys.
Ted Cruz was there, and all these other pricks or whatever like that. I tuned in for a panel because I just had to see this shit. It was just what the fuck. I tuned into an abortion one.
Oh. Fuck. I was about to make a joke about sometimes you need to see the sausage being made, and then he said that. And so carry on.
It was weird. That's all I got.
That's all you had?
It was like, you know what happens when you have an abortion? And the guy was like, he was like talking to the audience or whatever, and the guy was like, no, not really. He was like, you kill a baby. Would you kill a baby? Would you kill a baby? And then he goes like this. And I was like, this guy's killed a baby. That dude probably this guy's killed a fucking baby. I've never seen more serial killers in a fucking room in my entire life. It was all khakis, white shirts, and red sneakers. Like,
oh wait, so Sheena's talking about. Sheena just said something in the chat. I saw tweets about the national anthem singer, and I did not Google this video for my sake of self-preservation. but maybe Marcus, we need to Bing this shit.
Wait, what?
What am I?
What happened?
What am I banging?
There's like somebody in the chat tell us like what the deal is. Apparently, there was someone who sang the national anthem and they butchered it at CPAC. Somebody like
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. Didn't what you call its wife? What's the doctor dude, the black dude we all hate now? What's his name?
Ben Carson.
Yeah, Cuba Gooding Jr. playing in that movie and shit. Remember he was like,
Need to stop yelling. But no, I need to see. Maybe we need to pull this video up.
maybe right. Remember his wife sung it over there one time or whatever, and she was like just trying to pull off this fucked up opera version of it.
Dude, have you ever heard Meatloaf try to sing the fucking national anthem?
Yes.
That
No.
fucking human fucking slug of a fucking
Oh, not
All right, but
slug.
did you
all keys matter.
did you guys see this? Did you see the stage? Did you see the stage they
dude,
had?
the stage, the Nazi symbolism, dude.
Right.
Oh shit.
Yeah. All right. So what is
Oh,
it?
that's kind
National?
of embarrassing.
Like they're low key. They're not low key racism anymore.
No!
They're just like,
they've been-
fuck you.
Bro, they've been saying the loud,
No.
they've been saying the quiet parts out loud for so long now.
I mean, Trump got white men out there just begging to scream nigga in my face. Like,
No, we're not gonna get like super deep into it, but like I really want to see this national anthem video. If we can find it.
Give me a fucking second.
I'm just I'm speaking anecdotally to fill in time, motherfucker. Like stop yelling.
I got
what
you.
happens when you go to CPAC?
Uh,
I'm kind of freaked out to watch this, but Ted Cruz made a joke about it.
What joke?
He was like, Orlando's awesome. Not as sexy as Cancun.
I got the when I started drinking the seltzer, the fizz went up my nose,
I hate
I don't even know what this.
and it made me sneeze.
Yeah, Ted Cruz made that joke. He was like, oh, it's he was like, Orlando's awesome, not as sexy as Cancun, and everyone laughed.
What?
Yeah, he did say that.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
Oh,
He also mocked AOC for saying that someone was there to kill her during the insurrection. He's like, it's like such a fucking asshole.
Didn't he
Such an
tweet
asshole.
like a while ago? He was like, "Oh, we'll raise the minimum wage when Texas freezes over."
Yeah,
I mean-
froze over. I mean, that was the name of the show last week when hell froze over.
Right. I'm just saying.
oh shit.
It,
So
it should be YouTube's, Marcus. I promise. Like it has to be there. I heard about it too. I
No,
just
no,
was
no,
like,
no, no, no. I got it. I got it.
I bet you there's a TikTok of that shit.
I got it.
I'm dead. She's coming to remix this bullshit.
Shh.
What I tell you about just a white woman? Like,
Again, I love that I have a mute button. All right, let me pull it up. I'm downloading. You guys can keep talking now.
Nah,
I
dude,
thought
you
we were on
said,
mute.
dude,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm really sitting here holding my breath. Like,
talk amongst yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves.
Marcus, I just sent you a picture.
I don't need a bed.
I'll give you a topic.
this is like that teacher
Everything
in school.
bagel.
This is like that teacher in school trying to get a PowerPoint together and just couldn't get the shit working.
I mean,
Or me breaking my mic, stop talking at me. Like,
So hold on. While we're filling in time and Marcus is fucking doing the do, are any of you guys watching WandaVision?
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so we're not going to talk about
No,
it.
boo. No.
I want to
Boo,
do
no.
when the season
No,
ends,
no.
show ends. I want to fucking do a whole
A wrap up?
wrap up show. I
Yeah.
feel like let's fucking be super nerds and
oh,
like
we got to put the spoiler alert on the above of that because if we spoil anything for somebody who missed that episode, woof.
no. You know our show is on Sunday.
Yeah.
So
I'm just saying, but people wait a day or two.
we'll put up a warning. We'll put up a
Right.
Well,
spoiler.
then they shouldn't be waiting.
We'll pull up a spoiler warning. I mean, the
That was
diehard.
weird.
There's people that like at 12:01 on Friday or like
Right? Thursday night, 12:01.
Thursday night, they're watching that shit. So
Yeah, when I get off work on Friday,
I
I'm
get
like,
through
all
it
right.
Friday evening, like normal people
Mm.
time and shit. But by Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern
Should have
Standard
been
Time,
watched already.
if you haven't seen it, it's been spoiled for you if you were on social media in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
And that's not my fault. Like that's not our fault. So yeah,
Well,
I think
so
we
while we're
definitely do-
waiting,
I'm
So,
almost
I'm gonna tell you this: we
Okay,
can't talk
but-
about it until
What?
Brian sees it.
Until who?
A friend of our Brian used to work over Looking Glass with us, and like if he ain't seen it yet, like the group chat just has to shut down. It's like, damn it, I hate you.
Okay, give it this. This is apparently the
national anthem.
National anthem that has been making headlines.
Why do I feel like this is going to be like Giuliani saying panties again?
Viral.
Or him like dripping inside.
All right. Shh.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
She's got a weird head.
Long ass neck too.
I want to know if she hit the note. I got to see if she hit
warm ass bowl of mayonnaise right here.
This lady is like the mold they make white ladies from.
Oh shit!
Oh my god!
Oh
no!
They were like,
gallant.
We're really doing this, aren't we?
Oh! Whose daughter is she?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Who's that black lady?
Gosh.
This is trash.
Oh no, I'm afraid for this note.
She sounds like somebody making fun of a white woman singing.
Oh,
yeah. There's no way she was gonna hit that note. There was no fucking way.
Oh,
and they're cheering.
Is that a black person next to her?
Yes.
This lady's potato salad is all raisin.
Wow. Very rarely do things actually live up to what you thought they were going to be, and that
the Nazi symbol.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god, that was bad.
All she had to do was yell "Hail Hydra" at the end of it.
Right?
This is fucking game over, dude.
Oh.
Fucking Hydra.
Wow, that was garbage.
Shit.
Oh my god, dude! I almost want to watch it again.
Up about it.
I almost want to watch it again.
But like, what if she just straight up went like this? Like what if you just straight did that at the end of it? Wouldn't you?
Shit!
There's certain things that are so impressively bad, yo.
And now
Holy fuck.
That might be my new ringtone.
That shit gave me a hot flash. I gotta take my hoodie off,
Bruh. Oh my god, they're probably like old white dudes in there crying while he was doing this.
Now, dude, Sheena's all tones matter thing just takes on a whole nother life. Oh my god! Oh my
All
god!
tones matter. You're funny as shit.
Like when it turned, like it made this turn, and we all just viscerally were like, "All keys matter." Oh,
she like really went out there and was like, you know what, dude? That you remember Wallace and Waldorf, the old white dudes from the Muppet Show?
Oh yeah.
Like I just feel like they just like when shit like that happens, I'm always like, yo, Wallace and Waldorf was in the shit right now. They were like, you know what the best part of this show? They were like, what's that? It's over. Like, hate you, white woman. Like just when I started to really hate them, they do something I like. What's that? They end it. Like, fuck, lady.
Oh my god! Thank you for Sheena. Thank you for bringing that up. Holy fuck!
Right?
I can't believe we made it. We made it through a whole show and we didn't know about that jewel. Holy shit!
There we go.
I almost want to watch it again, dude.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
I can't watch that shit again.
Yo, you gotta find
that shit again. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Mark, you gotta do Marcus, you gotta do an isolation of the best parts we'll have to timestamp it and use that as a tag somewhere in the end. Because like,
I don't know what you're
she
telling
said,
Marcus.
the land of the
I would have to do it.
You gotta be careful because if you listen to it backwards, you end up in Josh Pruitt's house.
Oh.
Everybody shut the fuck up. The show is over. Tell him what he's fucking won, Marcus.
Oh, shit.
Shit. That's good. That's
Oh,
damn,
shit.
that's good. God,
Woo.
fuck that guy.
That was
Oh,
Fuck that
man.
guy. Ooh.
next fucking level. Next fucking level, dude.
So glad you're on the show, Bo.
It's good.
Yes, you will definitely be coming back. Check in and
Usually I take the cake for the most ain't shit comment, but sir,
that
Sir,
was
sir.
or
Yeah.
stump that right off the fucking stadium,
I
man.
did this to Boo a couple weeks ago. My captain.
I would stand on my chair, but I'm fat. And
That
So, side note, a year ago, 2020, Bo and I were on a trip in Puerto Rico. Yesterday, a year ago, we got delayed like 13 hours
Yeah.
on our
Yeah.
those are our
is that y'all in the? Is that you in the airport?
That's our vouchers they gave us for shitty lunch for making us so late.
For a fucking
13
dry ass
hours we waited.
Remember when we thought being stuck inside for 13 hours was a long time?
Let me guess. They gave you a chicken salad sandwich that had no mayonnaise and extra celery.
Yeah, the vouchers only worked at like
$10 voucher. $10 voucher. And we were like, that's great.
$10 voucher. That'll get you a small order of French fries.
the guy was like, I can't wait for COVID to end so I can go see Daft Punk live.
Oh no! Actually, you
It
know
was
what,
like-
man?
It was like a year ago. It was like a year ago, come like May, April. And like that's what the guy tweeted, and somebody put it up on Instagram. I was like, ouch.
Dude.
I mean,
No,
we
Kenny.
literally thought like we were joking around about being on the plane, and we were all like, "Oh, we might get COVID."
Yeah, the
Yeah.
joke, the whole trip was like, oh, maybe COVID will shut everything down for a month and we'll all be stuck in Puerto Rico on vacation for a month. A
Yeah,
month.
did you know? We were so supposed to be in Puerto Ricans fucking
You want to fucking Puerto Rico for a month?
It was mad close.
Um,
Yeah, dude, that's wild. We were like coming up. I can't believe it's the end of fucking February.
Yeah.
I cannot believe tomorrow was fucking March 1st.
Right?
In 2 weeks, it will be a
In-
full year that we've
Yeah.
been shut down.
minutes.
You're fully in the throes of, if you're astrologically inclined, you're fully in the throes of Pisces season, coming up on Aries season. So
You know what? I always feel bad for Aquariuses because it's like, yo, it's Black History Month. Don't nobody like y'all. Always forget y'all the time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know too many Aquariuses. I feel it's not in them like people be fucking months and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a February baby. I know that like my mom and dad got real weird with a 6-pack and a broken condom on Valentine's Day. I get it. But
I
like,
mean,
they
yeah.
were really born in February. You know what I mean? Like, that's spring months. That's like, what? I'm just saying, like, it's not prime time fucking time. It's like vacation time, but it's not like, oh, it's cold outside. We just fucking make a baby and shit. So, like, you be like, oh, Libra, Leo, blah, blah. Who the fuck am I missing? And like 2 weeks later, you be like, oh, shit, Aquarius does exist. Like, you know, big shout out to all those Aquariuses out here. We're taking sponsors. But the season's over. Everybody forgot about you that fast.
brutal.
I don't know. I'm a
Brutal.
Gemini. I'm
So
fucking
it is we're an hour and 30 plus minutes into our podcast. I was trying to roll my tongue, but I've
That's me,
gotten
Gemini.
I can't do it.
That's not Gemini.
It was not Gemini.
That's
How do you
That's
not
it.
know your symbol? That's
That's
a
it.
that's a Pisces, and
That
that's a
looks like Gemini.
that's a Gemini.
So yeah, if you're watching, if you are listening, if you are a friend, a frenemy, follow us, like us. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram, the District of Misfits Show, on Twitter at DC Misfits, YouTube. Check out our channel, the District of Misfits Show. We have a studio, District Dogface Studios. We co-produce, we executive produce other people's podcast content. If you have a podcast if you have an idea for a show you want to do and you do not have the means to, we are more than happy to set you up, provide you with the platform, the infrastructure to get your message out there. Something I should be pushing a little bit more in the show. But
I think you should have a podcast.
Dude, you could totally do a podcast, just kind of tracking your progress of the state of cannabis in the state of Maine.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I think it's a brilliant idea.
Because I'm sure there's people in your direct community, that you could have on your show to talk and keep, you want to talk about trying to bridge that gap between recreational and medical and stuff. I feel like you could. This would be a good way to get a dialogue going, to get the public involved as well. But yeah, like if you got a cause that's not getting the attention you think it needs, we can help get you there. District Dogface Studios, you just hit us up at Crushing DC, or you can hit us at crushingdc@gmail.com and
district.facestudio.com.
district.facestudios.com, and yeah, we'll get you.
No .com.
There's no .com.
Quick heads up, hey Angela, I ain't never met him before.
I lied. districtdogfacestudio@gmail.com. That's it. Don't yell at me.
Yell at you with my eyes. Yeah, take a shot. Mad Dog it is.
Marcus is yelling with his eyes again.
So we have a really awesome hip hop show, Grande Lock. We got a couple other shows getting ready to come out. We got the Maverick Mindset, which is an entrepreneur.
Grande Lock. It's Grande Lock.
Whatever. Fuck it. I say whatever I want. We have Maverick Mindset, and then we have another one come that booed.
Oh, Marcus. So yeah, we have Grande Lock, which is the grandiloquent intersection between hip hop and politics. You should really, really amazing content. I love everyone on that show.
Yeah, they're awesome.
And then, Maverick Mindset for all of you entrepreneurial types and people that need some information, some motivation, some inspiration to try to get yourselves, up and running. COVID. A lot of people are taking this time, this downtime to explore new avenues and, become self-employed and take chances. So, there's a little bit of something for everybody on these shows. And so this is just the beginning for us. It's just the ground floor. But yeah, we're always looking for new people that want to create content and get it out there.
And our new shows will be really good because this guy, he's from the area, Gaithersburg, I believe he's from, but he also has put on a lot of cannabis festivals. So he's put on a festival in California with a game.
We got to get Caroline on here again. It's been too long.
It's funny you said I had a drink that she texted me last night about wanting
to get Caroline Phillips back on here. Caroline, if you're within the sound of my voice, we love you and we miss you, and we need to have you back on here. We need your energy. We need your spirit.
Those who know Caroline or don't know Caroline is the founder of the Cannabis Festival in Washington, D.C. And she also took turns with Boo being a host for the DC as Fuck show. So one week would be me and Caroline, the next week would be Boo. But then she had the festival and everything else coming up, and she just, that shit's a full-time job, so she couldn't put all that.
Last one, and the one that was supposed to happen for 2020, man. Like, I mean, it was COVID. COVID is rough. Everyone is feeling the sting. Those of us in the DC cannabis community, especially, Caroline, like, and all the people that she's working with.
Well, keep in mind, we were supposed to have a stay or a setup backstage of the local.
Yeah. Yes, but I'm not trying to talk about us. I'm
just talking about what we missed out on. I'm kind of sad.
Yeah, we all suffered in some way, shape, or form. Some people suffered way more because I know that all the work that we were there trying to we were there putting together the VIP kits and stuff,
Yeah.
The gift bags. Me and Marcus and Val went and spent like an afternoon putting together the VIP gift bags that she never got a chance to give out because the event never happened. Like, just fucking brutal shit, you know. So I tell you what, y'all need to prepare yourselves. There's a baby boom. Mark my words, there's a baby boom coming in 2022 and 2023 because you got all these people. The more people that get vaccinated, spring fever is going to hit, and people vaccinated or not are going to fucking go. They're going to go ham, especially after this brutal ass winter.
Guess who's getting vaccinated on Tuesday?
What?
Guess who's getting vaccinated on Tuesday?
You are.
Damn right I am.
Ow.
Did you register?
I didn't get a chance to write anything down or whatever like that, but I'll share all the stuff, let you guys know next week on the show, and I'll get the information out there because a lot of people don't know you can actually just go online and fucking sign up for it.
Well, indeed, I mean they know there's been a whole thing where the site crashed.
Oh, you know, it crashed pretty heavy. It was fucking crazy.
It crashed Thursday when they initially launched it, and then it crashed again briefly on Saturday, but then they, you know, and apparently every Thursday they're going to be releasing slots or whatever. So Sarah's going in a couple
Tuesday at 11. What? And we're not only good. It's only going to go even better because Johnson & Johnson got approved. What? That was this morning, or was that yesterday?
Yeah. You know what though? Like those motherfuckers gave people cancer. like a year ago. There's like a big ass class action suit where like you know, if they're trying to cure people, that's great, but like I'd rather
if Pfizer can make my dick hard, they can give me a goddamn vaccine. And apparently everything gives us cancer nowadays. So what are you gonna do?
I mean,
Boo, I feel like you didn't like that answer.
I don't think he did either.
I'm just drinking beer. I mean, Pfizer is apparently like, aren't they kind of sort of the front runners for the production?
Yeah. I think the Johnson & Johnson one is the one that you don't have to refrigerate that harshly.
Yeah, that's their whole. It doesn't have the same efficacy, but you don't have to store it at super cold ass temperatures, therefore making it durable.
It's a single shot.
It's a single shot.
Have you seen these guys in it's real big in like Texas, Florida. Of course, it's real big in Texas, Florida. People when they miss their appointment, they're like waiting like 2-3 days in parking lots, waiting to get like someone else's appointment.
Huh.
So like you set up an appointment, but they already took it out the fridge.
Why aren't they just doing
it? You know what I mean?
Why aren't they just doing a whole thing where it's like, okay, these are the people that are scheduled to fucking go today, and if you miss your slot, anybody else that's waiting in line can fucking come in and get a fucking shot.
Because it sounds too much like right.
You just fucking reschedule another one. It doesn't have to be this whole rigid ass, weird ass fucking thing. Like they could fucking literally just set these fucking shot places up wherever in your fucking grocery store or your CVS or your Walgreens. Same way they do the fucking flu shot. You get a fucking flu shot at Walmart. Like or you get a flu shot at Target. Like just set the fucking COVID shit up wherever. And
Biden did it trying to get black people to get more people. I
mean, here's the thing:
African Americans do it at black churches. You see that?
What? Yeah, fuck whatever it takes, man. Like if that's the case, if that's what it takes for us to get shit open and get shit moving again. Like I work in an industry that I need large groups of people to be able to get together again without killing each other. Period. Like I need motherfuckers to be able to go to conventions again. I need people to be able to go to concerts.
I gotta get it. You know, the kids back in school and he can't get vaccinated. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like yes. And I get why people are wary. I get why people are paranoid. So let's just make it as simple and easy as possible to get it. And the motherfuckers that don't want to get it will hopefully just stay the fuck away from everybody else.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
I mean,
that's why we're still wearing masks and double.
He didn't say they were. He said hopefully. That's
what's crazy is West Virginia apparently is like killing it.
Yeah,
in terms of vaccination. That they got fucking vaccination mobiles. They're driving into the fucking valleys and the fucking mountains to vaccinate these motherfuckers. So like the
Jersey's
whole
doing the thing. It's crazy. Like they are literally like just like I think it's Essex County or whatever started the whole process, got the rest of the state on, and like whoever's been like, oh shit, Jersey and West Virginia got it right.
Nah, not me.
We are living in the upside down, man.
We are definitely living in the
Virginia's
That is such a
legalized.
good way to fucking put it.
West Virginia is ahead of the fucking curve on some shit.
West
Like
Virginia and
Some of
Jersey.
that data is like hard to understand. Like I read somewhere that DC has only distributed 64% of its vaccines. Then I read someone else say that they're counting by where you live, and if you work in DC, you can get like if you live in Virginia, you work in DC, you come to DC, get your shot, then go back to Virginia. You don't count for DC's distribution. So I don't know. That's the whole part of this whole COVID thing is like, you know, you hear one thing and then you hear someone else say something entirely different. And like I try to investigate who I might think be right, but like there's just so much conflicting information out there.
I mean, I think it's all, like whenever we would get a big surge, it was always from Maryland and Virginia shit.
Mm.
You know, they come in, they fuck up our shit, and they go back home. You know what I mean?
Ready?
It just almost sounds just like right, you know?
Well, what I like, what seems, I mean, it seems in line with our society, but what seemed really fishy to me was that DC has this low rate, and they claim to be targeting like the most adversely affected neighborhoods, but then like Ward 3 has like an incredibly high vaccination rate. So like, you know, rich white folks are somehow finding a way to get the shot.
Also,
right, so that was the issue.
Black
Is
people
that, like,
by
before DC started delineating like the different areas, like the different wards that needed to be high priority. It was wards 2 and 3 that were getting all of the vaccinations.
Yeah.
So I mean,
people
yes,
there,
agreed. Like they should have predicted this and like made sure that there were things in place that wouldn't happen. But like that's the reality of it. That's what happened, and so now they're trying to fix it.
Yeah.
And like
a large part of the Black community right now is literally saying shit like, and I keep getting this fucking conversation, and it's like, oh, I don't know anybody who died from it. I think it's a hoax. I'm like, yo, just because you don't know someone who fucking died from it, you know what I mean? You're at least connected to someone who knows someone who fucking died from the shit.
Right.
Or caught it. And you could be sick as a fucking dog and you kill everybody in the goddamn house.
Yeah.
Black people are not immune to everything. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, my uncle passed away from COVID. I had a good friend who passed away here in DC. I have friends in Ireland who passed in my age. You know, I know I'm an old lady, but I'm not that old. You know, and like
Val, you're only middle aged.
Someone my age died of COVID, and like
we just
for anyone to say
be adults today.
Huh?
So we're gonna be adults today. No one's gonna touch that. No one's gonna.
I'm just saying that, you know, I mean, there are people who. I just called her middle age. It is not just an old people's
I did.
disease, and like for anyone to say the argument that like, oh well, they already had pre-existing conditions. Like, sure, my uncle had a pre-existing condition. He was an older, you know, he's 70-something years old, and he had other health issues. But like, if he didn't get COVID, he wouldn't have died. Like, so like he'd still have these pre-existing conditions, but he'd still be alive. And so this argument that like, you know, oh, these people with pre-existing conditions, that's why they passed away. Like, go fuck yourself.
Well, there was that nurse on CNN in Tennessee. It was like her and like another higher up guy in the medical field were talking about how they were just going to straight leave the state, like just get certified somewhere the fuck else, because they were putting ventilators down motherfuckers' throats, and they were like, I don't have COVID. You know what I mean?
Look, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. If you are a non-believer, then don't go to the hospital when you get sick. That's the problem. It's just silly to me. But I mean, but at the same time, you have to we all have to understand and accept that like there are people that are going to be deniers to the very end. And all you can hope for is that the people who are treating them, you know, get through what they have to do as best they can, you know, with as little losing as little of their soul as they can, because it's got to be really fucking hard. I dated a nurse. I know that and I know a lot of other people that are first responders that have like dealing with people that are hurt, wounded, sick, traumatized, or whatever. It is never easy. They are always there's a lot of moving parts, and there's no monolith, to it. And it's a lot, man. I just hope enough people, the hope is that enough people get it, that this alleged herd immunity kicks in, and who knows, maybe this is just the beginning of like
the end of it,
an evolutionary fucking change. And until we make a bunch of other bigger changes, like maybe COVID is nature's fucking way of scratching the fleas,
right.
Well, I mean, hopefully everybody, like at some point, like we all get enough of us get the vaccination that like we develop that herd immunity, and then like we can put this all sort of behind us a little bit.
All right, let's move on from the COVID depressing mess.
It is so depressing.
Last call, guys.
No,
we're
let's
past
go-
last call. What's
let's
up?
go to the last topic that Valerie has going on.
Oh yeah,
So-
this isn't depressing.
No, just not as bad.
Hold on a second. I gotta let my dog in. You guys do your thing. I'll be right back.
So we tomorrow, the Restaurant Workers of America is holding a rally in support of the preservation of the tip credit. So up until this Thursday, there was a lot of anxiety because so a lot of the Democrats were trying to stick the Raise the Wage Act with the COVID relief bill, which, I mean, when all is said and done, like minimum wage, whether or not that needs to be increased, shouldn't be included in COVID relief. And the parliamentarian, she ruled on Thursday that it was not okay for that to be part of the COVID bill. So it was taken out of the bill. So for us as industry workers, the bigger issue isn't necessarily the minimum wage, the Raise Wage Act to $15 an hour federally. It's that it's more so that they're including the elimination of the credit into that minimum wage, that Raise the Wage bill, the Raise the Wage Act. So we are holding, the RWA is holding a rally tomorrow at 1 p.m. at 4th Street Southwest between Jefferson and Madison. And that's when we're all just going to go there to, as workers, as employees, as people who work in the industry, as people who support the industry, to try and, to let the legislation, the legislators know that we still, as workers, we support preservation of the tip credit. We are lucky that it's no longer in this COVID bill, because it's not something as imminent, but we still need to be able to let the Congress know that we as workers, I would say the majority of us, there's a good portion of workers in the industry who do not support eliminating tip credit, and we need to make our voices heard. So we're having a rally tomorrow, 1 p.m. Like I said, on 4th Southwest between Madison and Jefferson. And if everybody could be there, that would be great. We're gonna have some coffee, maybe some hot chocolate,
You're gonna
some
need it.
sign.
Good.
So
Cold as fuck tomorrow.
It's gonna be wet
it's
out
gonna be cold. It's not gonna be that cold. It's gonna be in the 50s.
It's gonna be cold, but it's gonna be
wet though.
Bring
Well,
time.
the rain is supposed to end before noon, and the thing starts at 1. It's only going to be an hour, and it's really important for us to come together as an industry because we did it in 2018, and we fought it on the local level in DC, and we need to continue to fight it on the national level because this is going to be a national issue. I mean, the Democrats really, I'm a lifelong Democrat. Like, I tend to lean left. But, like, I don't agree with this Democratic platform that the elimination to credit. And I think that we as an industry need to make sure that our voices are heard. Because it would decimate our industry. And anyone who wants to say that we are just like crying wolf or like, that we're just trying to like fearmonger, it's not true. I mean, you can see it in different markets.
Anyone who's ever worked in service industry, there's a lot of people who work service industry transitionally. Like you did it for 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, before you moved on to another career. So hopefully this is a generational thing where there are more of us who have spent time in the service industry than there are who haven't. And it's about getting those people out to vote. And that's one of that without going on like another whole crazy rant, like there needs to be, organizations to get people to vote when it's not just the presidential election.
Right.
And it's not just about voting. It really is about like having our voices heard. Like there's an organization that really, it has a lot of funding, a lot of money, a lot of clout, in the celebrity realm. And these celebrities are just mistakenly following this narrative that the service industry needs some sort of rescuing, and we don't. Yes, there are things that need to be changed in our industry, but like as far as the tip credit is concerned, it allows everybody to make a good living, and we don't need this.
Celebrities, just because you dine out in restaurants all the time does not make y'all an authority.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
lives and the livelihoods of the people that wait on you and make your food and drinks possible. Just because
it's detrimental to like small businesses, as Bo can attest to. You're an owner of a small business.
The thing that always gets me about this issue is that there's already a system in place that protects the workers. If you as a bartender don't $15 an hour over the course of your pay period, I as a business owner have to make up the difference. So y'all are already guaranteed $15 an hour.
Right.
So there's nothing to be gained for the employees in the industry. Like if you're working retail and you're making $7 an hour, yeah, you should get 15. But we're talking about people who are averaging 25. Like my guys probably average around 25. And you're saying like, oh, we're doing you a favor. We're going to give you 15. They're already getting 15 as a baseline level.
As a baseline. Dude, I always like at the end of any night bartending, if I averaged between 18 and 25%, I had a stellar fucking night.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Let me back it up. If what I made came out to 18 an hour to 25 an hour, like that was bonus.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, and this is,
But for the most part, you're making more than that.
You're making you're making more. And I mean, tips isn't necessarily just a performance fucking based thing. Like, I mean, it's the fucking lifeblood of the industry.
Yes.
It's the lifeblood of the industry. It's the difference between having a quality staff and having whoever the fuck happens to walk in through the door that's willing to fucking take the job.
Because not for nothing, $15 an hour at 1 o'clock in the morning on Saturday night in Wonderland Ballroom, you can kiss my ass. If I wasn't making like $60 an hour for that shift, There is no way in fucking hell I'm working that fucking shift. You sure fucking what type of service?
So think about it though. Jamie, think about it. No matter how much you fucking make in tips at the end of the fucking night, when you're behind the bar, like, I mean, I don't bartend anywhere where it's not fun as well as lucrative. So, like, you know, think about how much better you're already doing the do. You're already working the job. You're already fucking putting your fucking shit into it and trying to make the customers fucking feel like $1 million and shine up dude while he's on his fucking date, you know what I mean, and blah blah. You know,
I mean, that's what we do. We give people an
real bad
ever an hour for what you're making right now. Imagine how much more gangster you would be at your job if you had $15 an hour plus the fucking tips.
But we're not. But that wouldn't happen. No, that's the point. Is that wouldn't happen? $15 an hour plus tips is not going to happen because at Wonderland he would not have a job anymore. That's the whole point. Is that $15 an hour plus tips on top is not happening.
I mean, it should.
This is our argument.
It should. I'm here with you.
Like, but
100%.
it doesn't.
It should.
Is the point? Is it so?
It should be at the bar's fucking. It should be at the business's discretion.
It should
be at the
It
businesses.
shouldn't be a broad brush national.
It should be at the discretion of the business, and if you don't want to fucking work at that business, then you don't work there. But the businesses that do pay $15 an hour and let your fucking staff have tips, and plus, dude, you are going to get a completely different level of quality of service. Because the people that are working those fucking jobs, the people that are hiring the people to work those jobs, like you're not gonna. I don't know. I
no. But what I'm saying is that like people can't from going from tip credits to $15 an hour, they wouldn't survive. That was our whole argument in 2018. You go from $3.89 an hour to $15 an hour. There's no way small businesses are going to be able to survive. They can't. They can't shoulder that burden.
Well,
and so
the timing of this, right? Like, I understand that
the timing of it couldn't be worse. So yeah, there's that.
When things do like open back up to normal, whatever that's going to be, like those of us who have been like going into debt or paying out of pocket just to keep our places open and keep our guys working. Like, so we're going to be facing a crush of debt all at once. And then you're going to make like up my operating costs on top of that. Like that's,
I was totally thinking in a non-COVID context. I didn't like now that we are back, now that I'm back,
that was
now
the
that
whole
I'm back
issue.
down to earth. Like,
is that like you can't that is not a business model that can be sustained.
Can I throw
small
something?
Businesses, it can't.
Val, can I throw some gasoline on this fire since we're having this conversation? we're rolling. This is great. We're rolling. Fuck the time or limit or whatever. I just want to throw this. There's a school of thought out there that if we were to follow along with the rate of inflation since the last time the minimum wage was raised,
it'd be like $24.
It would actually be $24 an hour.
Okay,
now
who can do that? Who can pay that?
I
small businesses can't pay that. So then all small businesses would be gone.
Well, you know, as a business owner, when I can afford to pay it is when like nights we're crushing it. But like nights we aren't, like a one slow week could put us in a place where we can't pay anybody, you know?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
we can't pay our rent or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, and I mean, because it's the end of the show, like we can't dive down. I mean, this right here is the beginning of a much, much, much larger conversation in terms of the cost of living, you know, how much it costs for each of us if someone gets fucking sick or gets hurt, you know, it's a much, much, much larger conversation.
Sure.
So, and with us being at the end of the show,
the minimal conversation is that if you increase you increase revenue of the restaurant or I mean, Bo, you can speak to this. You increase the revenue, you increase the amount that you're charging your customers.
Mhm.
Then that means you increase your insurance,
Mhm.
you increase your revenue. That means you increase your prices that you have to pay, right? So it is detrimental to small businesses.
Yeah.
I feel you. I hear you, Val. And I was not necessarily trying to counterpoint you. I mean, I just wanted everybody who's working to make a living wage, and so
Right, but like,
you know, and there is that balance.
but trying to use that narrative,
Yeah.
to say that like people in the industry would make a living wage, we would not be making a living wage.
No, I agree with you.
You would
I agree with you.
eliminate the positions because at some point you have to be able. You're going to have to adjust who you're hiring. So now you're eliminating positions. If you're going to increase your front of the house labor costs by 300%, you're eliminating your dishwasher, your line cook, your bar back, your food runner. So those very vulnerable positions are the first ones to be gone.
Yeah, and I mean, in the comments, a lot of good points in the comments. Like, because here's the thing: is small businesses aren't a monolith. And some small businesses would fare better than others, but in general, Val, everything you're saying, I agree with. Everything you're saying makes perfect fucking sense. And like,
and this is why we fought so hard in 2018, because the majority of the establishments in DC, 96% of the establishments in DC are independently owned and operated.
I mean, so much could be solved if you just made living in this city or anywhere else more affordable. Like if everyone could pay, imagine if 30% less of your money went to rent or mortgage. Just that, you know, like if you could, and I'm just fucking throwing that number out there, but like, you know, it costs a lot to be close to where things are happening. And they're throwing up more condos every day. Like I see more
that nobody lives in.
It's like who's moving in? I know there's a new administration, yeah, but like it's a pandemic. Who's got money? Like where?
Nobody has
who's
money.
gonna fill all these places?
Nobody has money. I certainly don't. I haven't paid rent in a few months. I can't because I'm unemployed and I haven't been making enough money for my unemployment. So I'm not the only one in that position.
Oh man, I could go on about my experience. I've almost given up. I've got like one more shot with Maryland because apparently I can, you know, I've worked there.
I mean, I'm gonna have to be on the phone tomorrow at 8 a.m., 8:30 with DC with the unemployment services because I was not able to file for unemployment this week.
Yeah. So, hey, Val, I want to ask you and Bo, and actually, I want to ask all of you guys a philosophical, you know, question since we're talking. What would you guys consider to be, you know, the optimum? Let's say all the pieces fell into place. What would be the optimum solution for the situation, for the debate with
billionaires?
Tax billionaires. These people.
Bo, you are a man.
Can't afford it.
You are a man after my own fucking heart, bro.
I do this a while. I'll be laying in my bed.
That was the best answer. That was the best answer.
Bipartisan, this is going to sound, right? This is going to sound crazy or insane. I know somebody probably murdered me for saying this, right? So, like, why don't you just, like, make taxes a fair set of things, okay? So, as a human being, you know, just your taxes are 18%. Boom. Everybody pays 18%. Then you make corporations pay 25%. And if you wanted the corporation to get down to 25%, from 25% down to 18% and keep up with all the social stuff and the civil rights crap they're supposed to be doing, blah, 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 taking care of neighborhoods, but you still have to pay taxes. Also, hey, churches, I'm sorry. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm not a church guy.
Fuck you,
But
church.
Stop. Wait.
Let me pull that back. Not
Mega
fuck.
churches.
I'm not gonna take it that far.
Mega churches.
Still, if
Mega
churches pay taxes, my son doesn't have to pay for college.
Dude, churches over a certain size.
Up to a doctor.
Like the one on the fucking corner over here, tucked between, you know what I mean? Like, you know how it is over here on like the one on fucking T Street or S Street at night. You know what I'm saying? Like, leave them alone. But the fucking Joel Osteen mega church,
get Joel's ass out of here.
big ass, crazy ass. If you got a congregation over fill in the blank fucking number,
1,000.
like, did pay a fucking tax. You know, it ain't got to be a lot, but fucking be something.
Fucking tax
Like, dude, a general 2% tax, 2%, 1%, 1%. If the churches are like, we in God we trust, God bless America, the shit's all intertwined. If the fucking church can't give a little something for the fucking greater good, I feel like, you know, all these other fucking play. How about this? At the bare fucking minimum, if you made Amazon just pay 1%,
what
overall fucking gross in taxes.
1%.
Same with fucking Microsoft. Same with fucking Apple. Same with all these fucking big ass, too big to fail ass corporations. Just make them pay 1 fucking percent. Make the 1% pay 1%. And I bet, like, yeah, and who knows? Maybe that's not enough.
is that Boo's Corner?
But there's plenty of people. I guess it is. I wasn't planning on having a corner, but that just happened.
There's Boo's Corner.
So,
All right, guys. Any final thoughts?
I think that's it for me. It's all downhill from there.
My only final thought is if you are free and able tomorrow,
Yeah, hold on.
rally at 1 p.m.
Sorry. Roz is right. 30%. Go ahead, Val.
I said if you're free tomorrow and you have nothing to do at 1 p.m., please come to the rally and support the service industry here in DC and across the nation, because we, as a service industry, Restaurant Workers of America, I mean, we do support the preservation and tip credit. And so we need to make that clear to legislation, to legislators, and to Congress. So if you're available, come tomorrow. That's my
Get it.
stuff.
Bo.
I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to talk to you guys. Thanks for letting me come on. And I kind of feel like I should have just dropped the mic and walked out. I made the Josh Pruitt joke.
Dude, no,
That
that's
was such a good.
Whoa, I am so happy that you were on the show.
Yeah,
I'm so glad that you called me today, and like it crossed my mind that you should be on the show.
Hey, Val, real fast. Can you tell Sarah one more time where to go?
put it in the comments. Post the link in the comments.
4th Street
Or you can tell.
Southwest between Madison and Jefferson. Please, Sarah, if you can come, it would be great.
Hey, Sarah, how's it going?
And again, Bo, I'm so excited that you were here.
Yeah,
I
Bo, it was
miss
really great to
you.
have you.
Thank you
I
guys.
can't believe that it's been a year since we've been in Puerto Rico.
Crazy.
And I'm sad that you're not here in DC anymore, but I'm excited for the shit that you're doing up in.
You know, to Val's credit, she said, like, should I use this one? And I was like, oh, you have to use that one. You asked me.
Young entrepreneur.
I feel like somebody needs to check your hard drive.
Wait.
Who, mine?
Marcus, there's another picture from Puerto Rico that I had sent you to use for Bo.
We showed it already, Val.
Did we?
Yeah, you're canceled.
Damn.
Val's done for the evening, guys.
Let's do it one more time. Anyway,
All right. So,
I'm gonna say
thanks.
one more thing. Bo made me go to a strip club
You bastard.
How dare
in
you
Puerto
hurt
Rico.
You monster.
In Puerto Rico.
Ready.
Oh.
Yeah,
Has anybody else been to Freddy's? Because I was like,
it's
what?
called Frenchies, and it's a strip club. It's
It's a strip
Yeah,
club.
they don't care if
Not
you're
a strip
drinking, and they don't give you one.
It's not a gentleman's club.
No, nothing gentlemanly about it.
Gentlemen.
Fine
I
establishment.
mean, God bless the ladies who were there.
God forgot the ladies there.
All right. Well,
All right, ladies and on that note,
Whatever.
ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We appreciate everything about you guys. We're glad you came on and enjoyed our show. Hold up, I'm fixing things here, guys. There we go.
Oh, look at that.
I know how to do things sometimes. Thank you for coming on for another District of Misfits show. We love and appreciate everything about all of you. Thank you to Bo. Thank you to Boo. Thank you to Jamie, Valerie. Thank you so much for everything. Tonight was great. I appreciate everything about you guys. Love you. See you next week.
We're totally insane.
They pushed me out and maced me.